Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I'm going to switch my background here because it's not only the 4th of July, but the nectarines are ripe. Yes, they are. So here we go. I'm going to get you into the chorus. If you don't already know this song, you know what you're supposed to do at the end of each line of the chorus, right? Nectarini-rini-rini, nectarine-rini, it's as sweet a fruit as there has ever been, If you tasted one, then you know what I mean, Nectarini-rini-rini, nectarine. Okay, so I want you guys to finish each line, so it'll be like this. Nectarini-rini-rini, nectarine-rini, it's as sweet a fruit as there has ever been, If you tasted one, then you know what I mean, Nectarini-rini-rini, nectarine. We love nectarines, so we got ourselves a tree. Put it in the ground, excited as can be. 2 whole summers came and went, no nectarines in sight. But now the spring, the nectarines are growing left and right. Nectarini-rini-rini, nectarine-rini, it's as sweet a fruit as there has ever been, If you tasted one, then you know what I mean, Nectarini-rini-rini, nectarine. One day as I sat admiring the tree, something crept up slowly, quiet as could be. A bushy tail jumped on a branch, I saw a swish of gray, and as he took a bite of fruit, I swear I heard him say, Nectarini-rini-rini, nectarine, it's as sweet a fruit as there has ever been, If you tasted one, then you know what I mean, Nectarini-rini-rini, nectarine. Suddenly he saw me, and not sure what to do, he held onto his nectarine, trembling through and through. I knew I had a choice to make, I made it then and there. We got 100 nectarines, I guess that we can share. Nectarini-rini-rini, nectarine, it's as sweet a fruit as there has ever been, If you tasted one, then you know what I mean, Nectarini-rini-rini, nectarine. Apricot-y-yaddy-yaddy, apricot-cot-cot, there are lots of fruit that I almost forgot, got. I love them all, they really hit the spot. Apricot-y-yaddy-yaddy, pomegranate-yaddy, Georgia peachy-eachy, avocado, wado, nectarini-rini-rini, nectarine. Now, as I said, we've been gone for a week. We got back last night. And when we got here, one of the first things I did was check to see if we had any nectarines left. They weren't ripe when we left. And there were a bunch of nectarines on the tree. And I took this picture this morning behind me. Nectarines, yes, and there are a bunch of them. However, I do want to let you know that there has been some nibbling going on. Yep. We have both tree squirrels and ground squirrels, and they have been nibbling at our nectarines on the tree. And the real proof is what's on our sidewalks. Yes, this is only one of a few that I saw this morning. They have been doing their business of chewing and eating and getting our nectarines, but we can share. There's actually a bunch of them out there. Now, we weren't so lucky with the apricots. I think they got about 80% of our apricots. Good morning, Dawn and Taylor. How are you? Yes. Okay, so it's the 4th of July, and things are getting ripe. We'll get back to that in a minute. But you know what, Taylor? Actually, I was thinking you're asking for down by the bay. I'm going to do down by the sea, okay? Let me switch. We should switch back to this because This is a tree in our yard. It's a what you call it? I can't remember what you call it right this minute. It starts with a D. Anyway, this time of year, at the 4th of July, it's always in bloom. And it's these tiny little flowers, but they put out a very special, distinctive flower smell. And I always know it's the 4th of July, or the 4th of July is coming up, because these flowers are in bloom. So that's the background today. Okay. All right. All right, so here we are. If you're anywhere near water, down by the sea, down by the ocean, down by the lake, if you're by a big lake like Leslie is in Chicago, maybe you go down to the beach at the lake. Or a little lake works too. Maybe there's a raft out in the middle of the lake and you swim out to it and you jump into the water. Or maybe you have a pool and you jump into the water. Anyway, we're going to do it for it's down at the ocean, but it counts for all of these places. Down by the sea, my family and me, we love to jump in the waves. Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. We love to jump in the waves. Isn't it wonderful, isn't it grand, just wiggling your toes in the warm hot sand. Down by the sea, and my family and me, we love to ride on the raft. Yahoo! Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. We love to jump in the waves. Ride on the raft. Yahoo! Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it grand? Just okay, let's see. Now, while I'm doing this, think of what you might add, what you might do today, because we'll make up verses at the end. So down by the sea, or down by the beach, or down by the lake, or wherever you are, whatever you're doing, we might make up a verse for. Okay. But I'll keep going. Giving you a little warning, so when we get to that, you can do it. Down by the sea, my family and me, we love to lay in the sun. Hot, hot. Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. We love to jump in the waves. Ride on the raft. Yahoo! Lay in the sun. Isn't it wonderful, isn't it grand, just wiggling your toes in the warm hot sand. Down by the sea, my family and me, we love to look for shells. Ooh, ah. Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. We love to jump in the waves. Ride on the raft. Yahoo! Lay in the sun. Hot, hot. Look for shells. Ooh. Ah, isn't it wonderful, isn't it grand, just wiggling your toes in the warm hot can. Okay, so let's see. Brittany she's on the Navajo Nation, so they go down by Oak Springs. They jump in the springs. Or down by Tsaili Spring. Yeah? So let's do. They jump in the spring water. Down by the spring. My family and me, we love to jump in Oak Springs. Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. We love to jump in the spring. Isn't it wonderful, isn't it grand, just wiggling your toes in the warm hot sand. What else do you guys like to do at the beach, or the spring, or the lake? What else? We can make up another verse. Let me think. I'm thinking, I always used to like to look for fish in the water. Down by the sea, my family and me, we love to look for fish. Yeah. Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. We love to cool off in the spring. We love to go fishing. Or not fishing, just look for them this time. Because that's what I would like to do. Is there fish in there? And sometimes they're little, and they're just down by the sea, my family and me, we have to look for fish. Oh, there's one. I see one. Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. We love to jump in the spring. We love to look for fish. There's one. I see it. Isn't it wonderful, isn't it grand, just wiggling your toes in the warm hot sand. Dawn says, fly a kite on the beach. Down by the sea, my family and me, we love to fly a kite on the beach. Whoa. Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. Wait a minute, Brittany says she likes to play ball with Freckles. Is Freckles a dog? Is Freckles your doggy? Down by the sea, my family and me, we love to play ball with Freckles. Whew. Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. We love to jump in the spring. We love to look for fish. We love to fly a kite. Whoa! We love to play ball with Freckles. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it grand? Just wiggling toes in the warm, hot sand. And Sharon says, watching the waves. Yeah, just watching the waves. Down by the sea, my family and me, we love to watch the waves. Ah, yeah, that's just so relaxing. Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. We love to jump in the waves, ride on the raft, yahoo! Lay in the sun, hot, hot, look for shells, ooh, ah. We love to jump in the spring. We love to look for fish. Oh, there's one. We love to play, fly a kite. We love to play ball with Freckles. We love to watch the waves. Yeah, it's summer. It is summer. Okay, so the other thing that is ripe in our yard right now, we have to switch the background, is, ladies and gentlemen, now we have a unique situation here in Southern California. This tomato plant, it's one tomato plant. And you're saying, how by the 4th of July could it be that big? Well, there's a reason. Because it made it through the winter. We have very gentle winters here. And there were a couple of times I might have covered it with something. If it was, we occasionally get a frost, very, very rare. Anyway, it made it through. So in like March, it had little flowers. And now on the 4th of July, it's crazy. We've literally got probably 100 tomatoes up there. And I don't know if you can see on this, but we are sharing the tomatoes as well. Now, I usually do this with a capo on my guitar, but I left them. I gave one away and I left one up at the Western Washington High School that I just got home from. So I don't have my capo, so I'm going to have to do it in a different key. Let's try it in this one. There are 15,000... Wait a minute, we got to check. So I looked up one day. I was looking through a book, a seed book. It's a really big one. It's the whole seed book or something like that. And there were so many tomatoes. And so I typed into Google, how many different kinds of tomatoes are there in the world? And I was stunned by the response that Google gave me. There are 15,000 kinds of tomatoes. Some are red, some are orange, some are green. Some are purple, almost blue. Some are yellow through and through. The striped ones are the coolest I have ever seen. There are 15,000 kinds of tomatoes with names like Lucky Tiger and Pineapple Pig. Some are small like the Tomberry or the little Chadwick Cherry. The green giants are well green and really big. They come from the Americas, but now they're everywhere because the whole world is in love with them and cannot get enough of them. There are 15,000 kinds of tomatoes. If you haven't found the perfect one for you, with a color and a flavor that you really, really savor, keep on looking and don't stop until you do. There's the sea bayou from China, the black icicle from Ukraine, the Reisenstraub from Germany has a flavor that's insane. Italy's Cour de Bouille, the Momotaro from Japan, the Brits Tigerella is a tasty fella, delicious, man oh man. There are 15,000 kinds of tomatoes. It's a victory for nature and mankind. different taste in every bite. If we could find every last one of them, there would be a couple tons of them. Come with me as I try to taste them all and find out why the world has 15,000 kinds of tomatoes. 15,000 different kinds of tomatoes in this world. I mean, wow. Did the divine know what it was doing when it created this planet? Absolutely. So many different kinds. So many different kinds and flavors, colors. Well, for those of us who joined us today who are in America, this is a big deal because it's the 4th of July. Of course, for First Nations people, the 4th of July is an Independence Day. It's just another beautiful day on the planet. And for those friends of ours from Canada, they have a different day that Canada, I think you call it Canada Day, I think. Anyway, sending out love to everybody on this beautiful summer day. But we're going to end with this. This is the song I think should be the national anthem if we have one. I always love this one the best. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesties above the fruited plain. America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Happy 4th of July and happy summer. You guys have a wonderful week. I'll see you in 2 weeks, actually. And we'll see you then. Have a great day.